Hi, I'm Jean, and I'm the founder at Fusive. Today I'm going to walk you through a quick demo of our BOS platform. If you have a small team and everyone's doing 2 to 3 jobs, strategy, operations, and administrative duties are piling up. None of it really gets the focus and attention that it needs. ChatGPT helps you think faster, but it doesn't actually do any of the work itself. Fusive gives you co-agents that work with your team and autonomous agents that work for it. The first thing that I want to show you is the admin console. This is where you first start when you set up your account with BOS. The admin console is where you set up your company and your agents. I'll take you to the users tab, and it's important to make an observation here. So we have 2 human users that are part of this example company. We have Alex Meridian and we have Liv Sampson. Now, I'm going to show you the agents tab. This is where you create and you manage the agents that are associated to your company. You'll see that under mode here, you have co-agents and autonomous agents. The co-agents are your human users. So these agents are basically the ones that are co-working with your human users. The autonomous agents are the ones that are working without an actual human user tied to them. Now, you'll also notice that they all have roles. Now, this isn't just a title that we just slapped onto an agent and said, hey, you're a sales manager now. There's a lot of configuration that went into setting up these role templates. And so they demonstrate all of the skill sets, all of the knowledge, and the perspectives to be able to manage those roles as optimally as possible. Another important feature that I want to show you is the org chart. And the reason for this is because I want you to understand that there is a hierarchy in the BOS platform. If you know a lot about AI these days, you know that it's unpredictable in some cases. And you certainly don't want that, especially if you're using AI for your business. Hierarchy in this situation allows us to tailor certain tasks so that they are approved and reviewed by the human users. So if you recall, my 2 human users for this example company, Alex Meridian, who is the CEO, and Liz Sampson, who's the Chief Revenue Officer, they all have autonomous agents that work for them. So whenever these agents have a workflow that they want to start off or a standard operating procedure to create, they will seek out approval from the human users if that's how the users decided to configure it for this platform. Now we're in the workspace. The workspace is where your users are going to live. And this is also where you interact with the agents that you've created for your company. I'm going to jump to the My Agent page, and this page is where you interact with your co-agent. And if you recall what I said earlier, your co-agent is basically your own personal agent. And so you've already mapped that agent to a role template which matches your role. Now, because I'm now in the Fusive company environment, because of course I use it for my own company, this co-agent is set up as the CEO of Fusive, so it's my own personal agent. So I'm going to ask it what my priorities should be for the week. Now, it's going to look through its memory to see what I've given it before. It's also going to look at my emails because I've configured that as well. And so based on this, it knows that I need to create a demo video for this week. It knows that I have an event on Thursday and I should prepare some questions for the panelists. It also has, it's already looked at my inbox and has an idea of what I need to do there. So I also want to show you another really interesting page, which is the Conversations tab. So I'm going to use a thread that I've already opened up just to make things a little bit quicker. But here I decided to open a conversation with three of my executive agents. So I have a chief strategy officer, a chief technology officer, and a chief of staff. They are all, of course, as I mentioned earlier, assigned with the right role template based on their titles. And they're going to behave with those perspectives in mind. So when I ask them, can you each give me 3 bullets on what you think your priorities should be for the week? The strategy officer is going to come up with some strategic priorities. The technology officer comes up with technology priorities, and the chief of staff looks at things to keep things on track. The next thing I want to show you is the business cortex. Now, cortex is the company memory. This is where your agents record information about the company that is stored and accessible for all agents and all users after the fact. So in this case, again, this is my own Fusive company. So I've stored all of the product knowledge about Fusive into my cortex. Now, in your own company, you would add in facts about whether it's product knowledge, company policy, process documentation, decision records, etc. There are several types of categories where in terms of how you can sort the information. Once the information is in here, you can then, and you'll see that your agents are actually well connected with this information. So if I ask my personal co-agent, do you know what business cortex is? Let's see what the answer is going to be. Yes, so it pulls the information specifically from the business cortex and uses it to formulate its answer. So it's a really nice feature. You don't have to worry about memory loss from one session to another. This was a brand new session, and it pulled the information from the company cortex, from the business cortex. The next thing I want to show you is workflows. Workflows are processes that agents take on behind the scenes. They go off and they do the work, and then they come back when it's completed. So I'm going to show you how this started. Now, I'm going to skip ahead here and not show you every step of the way, just so that it goes a little bit faster. But I started off by asking my co-agent to help me prep a one-pager for an investor meeting that I've got coming up. And so what it did is that it proposed to work with my 3 officers to put together each a section for the one-pager. And I confirmed to go ahead with the workflow. And so it started working with my chief strategy officer, Nathan Pierce, and then it went to Evan Mercer, my chief technology officer, and then finally to Brooke, who is my chief marketing officer. And finally, it comes back with a completed one-pager, which gives me all the content I need to put it together. And that concludes our short demo. Visit fusive.ai to start your 30-day trial today.